Hey, Devin.
Evening, Kenny.
What are you doing?
We are going to do a rundown on where we're at on this lovely hole to throw money into.
As most people know it as the blue truck.
Yep.
So what's going on since last time we talked about it?
I can't remember what we talked about last time, but I just know what we've buttoned it up since, and that would be our wiring harness is all loomed and in its place. It's all buttoned up where it needs to be. You can see we use Tessa tape and all that lovely split loom for that. We actually got the AC lines are almost done being ran. You can see that off the compressor here. I had talked about figuring out a way and running the AC line in a different area instead of the firewall. So our high side line now, or our low side line now, goes from the compressor through the core support, out, down, and around, and then comes up under the battery box, follows the inner fender, and then comes up around to the receiver dryer.
On the back there.
Yeah. I didn't like that our low side line always goes up against the firewall and then runs across. I think that's pretty lame.
So what about the high side?
High side is pretty simple because the high side from the factory goes up to the driver's side, but we just lengthened it and we actually made it so the high side pressure switch is going to be down below so you don't see it. And then on the other end, we'll run this guy out and then down, follow the high side or low side line, wrap it around and come up back to the receiver dryer as well, so it's kind of hidden.
Right down there, which is right.
Yep,
there.
right here for the evaporator.
Yep.
And then speaking of firewalls, did you know there's enough real estate underneath our wiper cowl to tuck your wires underneath there?
Oh, that's right. You told me about that.
Yeah. And actually, there's holes from the factory that you can use cushion clamps to clamp it there.
Comes out over here, doesn't it, in the corner?
Yep, in that corner there. Now, that's not a factory plug there. Or it is a factory plug, but it's not your plug for your wipers. Your wiper plug OE is like a big rectangle. You'll have to lengthen that if you want to do that and clean up that firewall. That's actually a factory plug that we sourced off from one of our parts trucks. That way, when you pop the hood of this thing, all the connectors, besides the fuel injection system, look OE. Something different.
So what's left under the hood here?
Pretty much finished the AC system up. Then we're gonna build some brackets for the fuse box. So it's because once we cut the inner fender up, she's a little bit loose. So we'll have to build a bracket to retain it to the fender. We're gonna sink the factory washer bottle real low, get it down low, and see if we can make it so it's a little bit less in your face. And then other than that, that's about it. And then we gotta do some chassis stuff. So not too much. We gotta do interior. We gotta figure out seats, and then I'm not sure what we're gonna do on that one yet.
This is a icebox radiator.
Yes, it is.
And I noticed it doesn't have electric fans.
Nope, I like to run the mechanical fan. I know it's like a horsepower robber, blah blah blah, but if Lisa's gonna drive this thing, I don't want to worry about like fans not coming on and this and that. I like mechanical fans. I don't know.
Something else that looks really cool in the details: heat shrink hose clamps.
Yeah. We still have some stuff to go to powder, obviously. We're not done with this. Battery tray. It's one of John Carrick's battery trays. And that is John Carrick's bracket for the vacuum pump, too, by the way. 05 Super D vacuum pump. Bolts right to the inner fender. It's a great product John came up with.
And we need that, or we can use that, because we have Hydro Boost for the brakes.
Yeah, and we need vacuum for your heater controls.
Yep.
So we still need a vacuum.
Sweet. All right, Devin. Thank you.
You're welcome, Kenny.